Today I'm here with one of the new project in which we are going to utilize multiple libraries all together. So we'll be using Matplotlib as well. We will be using maybe Seaborn for data visualization, and as usual we are going to use NumPy and Pandas all together. So this data set that we people are going to use today is about the Uber. So let me share the data set with you first. So this is the data set. Here we do have basically the start date and date categories for the Uber bookings, and let's say this is kind of a booking data. So the drives that we do have, and the starting point for those, and the stop point, and the miles they have covered, and the purpose of that particular traveling, you can see. So this is the data set which I'm going to import to the pandas. So I have already prepared that sheet with you. So basically the first thing that we are going to use is we are going to import the data set and the required libraries. So I am going to import NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborns all together, and the data set which is Uber Drive, and that's a CSV file, and you all know that how to import it. So pd.read_csv, and the path of the data set, my data is available to this location, the document and the analytics and the data set. So this is the path where my data is stored, and I'm going to import it here. So I've simply copied the path, name of the data and the extension, and I store it as Uber_df. So let me run it. So the first thing that we are going to do it, we need to showcase the last 10 records of the data set. So you all remember that we do have a tail function for this. In case we need to showcase the first 10 or first 5, so we can use head for that matter, and we can give it using square bracket, and we can simply pass colon 5 to get that output. So we can write it like this, and there is one more option to do it. Let me write in comment as well. So basically no, we don't know the count, so tail we can't do it, but for head, yes, we can do. So in tail we have simply passed 10, and it will give you the total 10 records from the bottom of that data set. So here it is that you can find. And then for what we need to do, we need to showcase the first 10 records of the data set. So we can use head for that purpose. So that will display first 10 records, which starts from 0 and goes till 9. We can do it in another way as well. Let me write it, and I can Uber_df is the data frame, and simply to the square brackets I can pass 11 if I need to showcase till 10, but I need to showcase till 9, 0 to 9 index, so I can write it like this as well. So either you can use head for that. Head is obviously a quite handy function, so you can use head. Otherwise you can simply pass square brackets, and in that you can pass I needed all the records till 10 index. Then let's go to the next question, which is we just need to showcase the dimension of the data set, basically the total number of rows that we do have and the columns. So we have a shape attribute to get that output. Simply we can apply shape to that data frame, and it will give you the total number of rows 1156, and the total number of columns are 7. The next question is, so we just need to showcase the size of the data set. Size basically the total number of records that we do have. I believe you remember that we used to do something similar to that in arrays as well, to get the shape and size of that array. So that is also a two-dimensional array, so we can use those attributes here as well. Now I just need to fetch all the information of my data set within one go using one function. So I have an info function to get that, and the info function will display that this is a data frame, and the index range of the rows, which starts from 0 and goes till 1155, and total number of 7 columns, the name of the columns, their records, and their data types, and the memory that this particular data set has utilized. So we have this information. Next is we just need to check for missing values, whether we do have missing values or not. I'm not talking about the count of missing values. We just need to check whether we do have missing values or not. So to do this, what we can do, we can use isNull function. is null dot values dot any. So is null will find out total number of missing records, then dot values dot any, it will give whether we do have that node. So it will give you the output as true and false. So we do have true for that matter, and then that means I do have missing records for that basically the data frame. So I'll get that output. Then next is how many missing values are present. So here I just want to find out the total number of missing records. So rather than using any function, I'll be passing sum. So it will give you the total count of missing records, which is 507. Although I don't know in which column we do have missing records, but yes, I do have missing record in the data frame, and the total number of missing records are 507. Next question is get the initial data and give it a name as df, and we just need to drop the na values. So drop na is a function, so it will drop all the missing records, and we have renamed it as df, and then we checked to be sure whether we do have missing records or not. So if you run is null dot values dot any, previously it has given us true, you see to this part, but now it has given false because we have dropped all the missing records from there into and store it to a new data frame, which is df. So in df there is no missing records, but in uber underscore df we do have missing records, and the total number of missing records are 507. So the next thing that we do have, we just need to get the summary of the original data, and before dropping the NA values. So before dropping the NA values, the name of the data frame was uber underscore df. So just to get that summary before dropping the NaN values, we are using uber underscore df in place of df. So in which you are going to apply the describe function. So this is the exact summary. It gives us the total number of count, the average, the standard deviation, minimum value, lower upper quartile, median, and the maximum of data. Here it goes. So the next question is check the information of the new data frame. We can check the information of the new data that we prepared after dropping the missing records. So that was df. So we have applied exactly the same thing on that. So we do have df.describe. We applied it here and it has given us the output. But this time the total number of counts are 653. And previously the total number of counts was 1156, because after dropping the missing records, the count has been decreased, which is 653. Obviously the mean, standard deviation, minimum, lower upper quartile will also get decreased because we have decreased the data. So that's the new description of the new data frame.
Next question is we just need to get the unique start destinations, and what we need to consider that this is based on the data frame with no values in the start variable. So the data in which we do have no NA values, the name of that particular data frame, we just need to consider that, which is the previous one. The name of that data frame is uber underscore df, and in which we have removed that missing records. The name of that data frame is df that we previously created. Let me showcase you that. So here it is. Get the initial data name at df with dropping the NA values. So we have created the new data frame after dropping missing records. But here in this question, what is the expectation? Basically, we just need to use the data frame with no NA values. So sorry, with NA values. Let me make changes with this. If no NA values, so we just going to utilize df1. So here we can use this one, right? So this one, the data frame with the missing records, the name of the data frame is uber underscore df, and we just need to use this particular column, and then we have to missing records, and then we have stored it to this particular position, and then we have used a set because we are basically fetching out the unique records. So you know that there is a property of set structure that is a combination of unique records in increasing order. So we have applied a set around this unstart destinations, and we have stored it to the unique start, and we just call that variable. So here is that. So this is how we can get that variable value particularly. Now the next question is, what is the total number of unique start destinations? So we basically apply a length function to get that. and that we already created, that is unique start. And if you want to check the total number of locations that we do have here, so if we apply a length on this, we can get that output. Otherwise we can basically use a count for that matter. So here it is. So the total number of unique records into that is 176. Next question is, we just need to print the total number of unique stop destinations. So the data that we people are using is Uber underscore df1, and the column that we people are using is stop, and we have used drop na. We have used drop na, basically missing records we have dropped here, and we have stored it to a stop destination because this is the column that we people are using. And then exactly the same that we did for the previous question, we did it for a stop, not for the start. And then we apply a set, and you store it to the unique stop, and we basically count those values. So the total number of unique stop destinations is 187. And the next question is, let me do whether we can apply count it on it or not. Okay. No, because that is a set, so we cannot apply count on it. So we are just, because in set we have unique records only, so we can simply use a length function to get the total number of records that we do have into that. So that is 187. Next question is, we need to print all the Uber trips that has the starting point of San Francisco. So basically we need to apply a condition here, and the condition is based out on a particular starting point, which is San Francisco 1. So in a start column, we have to apply a condition San Francisco, and we have to filter out the data, and we can basically extract all the Uber trips in which we have a starting point as San Francisco. So here it is, you see this selected part, what we did, the data frame, and we have selected a column which is a start, and then we applied a condition, and then we subset all the records. We can do it with using lock as well. So I have put it that as well, the data frame dot lock, the label, and then we can apply a condition. So we will be getting the exact same output for this. So you see in the start column, we have all the records as San Francisco only. That's what you can see. Next question is, what is the most popular starting point for the Uber drives? So basically we just need to find out the number of basically the value count we can apply, so that we can check the total number of unique records with their occurrences, and then we are going to count the maximum value for this. So how we are going to do it? This is the data frame, and we have selected a column. This missing records we have dropped. That's what you can see from here. Either you can use df column, or you can simply apply drop na for that. And then we store it to a starting point, new variable or new object, and then the data frame that we have created using those records that we extracted after applying this, and then we apply a value counts on this. So this is going to store, let me give you the idea that how we are going to have that value. So the df would look something like this. So here we will be getting all the basically the start location or the point with their occurrences, all the unique start locations that we do have, and the number of counts for them. Now what we did, we have sorted that data based on the values here, and we put it that into ascending equals to first. So basically that will be in a descending order. Then we reset the index, because here that create a default index. We reset that index and we store it to df. And then what we did, you can check that one by one. Let me give it to you. So if you see df here, it will look something like this. So we have reset the index, and we have created a new column with this, with the name of the specific start points. Now we rename that index column as a starting destination, and the start we have put it as count. So because that is the number of occurrences which we captured for a particular start location. So we are going to rename those columns using a dictionary here. So the name of the column index is going to be starting destination, and a start would be a count. And then what we did for the count, we have extracted the maximum. Let me showcase you how it looks like now. So you see that this is the starting destination and that is the count. Now what we need to do, we basically need to find out the max of that. So once we run it, we see that this is the carry is the starting destination in which we have the maximum number of occurrences. So the most recurring, or you can say the most popular starting point for Uber drivers was the carry. The destination was the carry, and it was occurred 201 times into that. So this is how we can, and we can put it, we can basically exactly the same way we can find out the stop destinations as well, the most occurring one, most popular one, or the least popular one. In case we put min here, so we'll be getting the least popular one, and we can find out there because they do have a same index. So basically might be we can find out that value something like this. No, it will not work. You store it to a different location, and using head we can find out that part. So this is what we can do, because we have the minimum number of occurrences. What we did here, this is a one bracket, this is one, this is one, and then we needed one as well. Here it goes, not here, yes, here, right. So the min you can also calculate, but here we wanted to check max, so we will be using like this. So the next one is, what is the most popular dropping point for the Uber drive? So basically we people will be using a stop column for this, exactly the same that we did for start. We are going to use it for a stop column. So we put it drop NA for this data frame, and we selected this column. Then we created a new object, a stopping point, and in data frame we passed that all the values that we generated from there. Then we created a value count so that we can find out the total number of unique records with their occurrences, and we store it to a DF. And then we sort all the values in decreasing order. We reset the index, and we have given name of the column says stopping destination and count this time, and then we calculated the max this time. So this stopping destination is also carry. Obviously you know that this starting is point was carry. So here we may have a different value, but in this data frame we have exactly the same value, and the number of occurrences for that is 203. But the start most popular start point was carry, but the number of count was 201. Here we do have 203. Now list out the most frequent route taken by Uber drivers. So how we are going to do it? We are using the Uber underscore DF data frame. We have dropped the missing records, created a new data frame DF. Then we basically use a group by function so that we can group the data based on the starting and stop position. And then we basically find out the size of that particular values that we generated for start and stop columns. And then we rename those, the zero index that we have created, we rename that as count. And then we sort the values, and count is in descending order. And then we calculated the max of that. So here it is. So the start, stop. Let me showcase you one by one. So here your DF looks like this. So this is start and stop, and we have basically used the size function. So it will give the size of the start and stop correspondence to each and every value. So now we are going to rename it. So what we did here, we renamed 0 as count. So the DF looks like this. So this is count now. So the next step that we followed, we sorted out all the values in decreasing order. Let me run DF here. So here it is, the 52, 51, all is in decreasing order. And we have basically find out the max of that. So which is carry Morrisville, and the number of counts is 52. So this is the most frequent route taken by Uber drivers. I hope it's clear to you guys. You can try it in another way, the least frequent, or In decreasing order, you can find out all top 5 or the least 5, least 2. It's up to you how you want to get it. So the next is we just need to print all types of purposes for the trip in an array. So there is a column in which we have different purposes for traveling. So we just need to find out the uh, all different or the unique purpose of the trip, and we have to store it. So basically what we did, we are going to convert it into an array. So this is the data frame, the column that we have selected, missing records and the unique records that we want to find out. This is what we did previously. So this is the output. So these are the total unique records that we do have in purpose column. And the next, the column that I have used is miles, and we grouped it based on the purpose and the total number of sum correspondence to the miles column. So once you run it, you see that this is the total number of miles that for each and every purpose. So this is how we have extracted all the unique purposes and the number of miles that we do have here. So this is the output for that matter. And in case you want to filter out the most frequent one or the least frequent one, or the maximum miles that we covered for meeting, or in case you want to extract any one of that, you can apply certain condition and we can fetch that value as well. Now we are going to use a bit data visualization here. So we just need to plot a bar graph for the two columns, which is purpose versus distance. So the distance is there in miles column. So we have used this column and this column, and then we grouped based on the sum of the records, and we have created a bar plot for this. So here we can see for each and every purpose, these are the miles that we covered. So here we can see that the maximum miles that we covered was for meeting, and the minimum was for charity and for airport travels as well, and for moving. And the second maximum was the customer visit. That's what you can see. So the next one is, we can do it something like this. That is a different bar plot that we have created using Seaborn. So the first one was created using Matplotlib, and the second one is created using Seaborn. So in Seaborn we have several color codings which looks sometime better than Matplotlib. So but it's up to you that how we want to use. Either you can use Matplotlib or we can use Seaborn as well, although Seaborn is also built on Matplotlib. So the next question, we just need to print a data frame of purposes and the distance traveled for that particular purpose. So that we already did previously. So that was the data frame that we already created. You see that was here. The DF that we prepared, this one. All right. And we store it here as well. So we can get that output, right? So here is the output for that. And the next is plot number of trips versus category of trips. So we just need to plot it based on the category column and the number of unique records with their occurrences. So we just need a value count for that purpose. So here on this particular column, we have applied a value count. So it will generate the total unique records under category column and with the number of occurrences, and we put it that into a data frame and store it into a DF, and then we set the index and plot it as a bar plot. So here it is. So right, so there are two purposes, business and the personal, and then we have okay, right, we have two unique records under category, and this is the output for that part. Here that is for DF basically, and we have used Uber underscore DF. So let's say in case we use DF in place of Uber underscore DF, so it will look something like this. No, which is not correct. So this is Uber underscore DF and the categories with their basically, let me check it out. Right. And how DF looks like? DF looks something like this. So there are two categories. the personal and business, and we have plotted that as a bar plot. So the maximum occurrences is for personal and the minimum is for business. Oh, sorry, maximum is for business and the minimum is for personal. Next question is, what is the proportion of trip that is business and what is the proportion of trips that is personal? So basically we are going to categorize it grouped based on the category, and then we have stored it into a business and the personal categories using lock and iLock, and then we have given a name so that we can calculate the value for business and personal, and then we find out this part. Basically this indexing is for row and column using iLock, and we divide it out and we calculated this part here. So the business and the personal that we calculated. So this is the miles that we covered, the proportion of the miles that we do have for business and the personal. So basically we have calculated the percentage. So this is how we did here. Matplotlib visualization and the pandas. So we have basically got bit idea. So I have covered few of the questions. Rest you can apply on this data set so that you may have a better understanding. So this is just one of the way to do the data analysis step by step. Based on the data set, we can apply different techniques and we try to clean out the data based on requirement. So for every data frame, every data set, we do have different strategies. So that's it for today, guys. I'll come up with a new topic in our next class. Meanwhile, take care. Bye-bye.